Welcome, my name is Patricia Renee Taylor. I'm recording this video for my final for PHP 1 with Dr. Mamo at Chattahoochee Tech. It's a summer semester of 2019. Today I'm going to be talking about the feature vardump in PHP as a debugging tool. If you go to PHP documentation, it's pretty explanatory. It's primarily used for debugging. You can access the type and the value of the variables that you're trying to figure out what's going on. While printr is a little neater, vardump can help you with debugging because it gives you that extra bit of information about the variable types. It's pretty straightforward. I'll give you a simple example here. Get a simple array here, and if you type out vardump, put the variable name in, then when you run it, you're going to get a list of the information. We're looking at an array. It has 4 elements. The first element 0 has an integer 1, second has an integer 2, the third has an integer 3, and the fourth has an integer 4. One thing you can do to make this a little bit easier to look at is you go view page source, and it shows things a little bit easier for you. But I'm going to show you another way to format it so it's a little bit more readable. That's pretty straightforward. Something else it does is it can help you look at recursive arrays. So if I were to put an array inside an array, I'll say some other types. Okay, that should do. It should give me that information also, but before I just spit that out, I'm going to put a some formatting code. And it will clean things up a little bit for us. And if I format this correctly, I might even be able to get something done here. Right then. Okay, so I go over here and do a refresh. It gives me the information, but it also the pre-tag makes things a little bit more readable. Okay, we have an array with 5 elements. The 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of information. The first one is an integer. The first one is an integer. The second one is an integer. Third one integer. Fourth one integer. The fifth element, index 4, is an array with 3 elements in it. First is a string. The second is the Boolean true, and the third item in this subarray here is a float. Something else you can do is you can actually it'll show up an object. It'll define it for you. Let's see, let's create a quick class. Okay, instantiate it. Let's say equals new foo. And then, let's see, let's do our And we should be able to get our information here. And it says we have an object, foo, and there's no elements in it, but it defines what type it is. There's another neat feature. Just grab something I copied here. And that is the var dump using for a variable putting in get defined vars. And what that does is it gives you everything on the page. So let's take a look at that. And it shows you everything on that page, including the get, the post, and the cookie and the files. It shows us our object, and then it shows what we have in our arrays. That's all I have on the var dump function in PHP. I hope this has been enlightening. See you next semester.